Texas.
Oh.
I know. Hey! No, I love that. You must have that everywhere you go. You're like, I feel like the mama of the industry everyone knows.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's an incredibly cool thing.
It is.
To have, it must be for Beyoncé, Solange, Kelly, Angie, all those girls to have that kind of support. Not everybody has that kind of support of people looking out for them at a young age.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show. I jumped ahead because we were fanning out. But I want to talk about the book. So you're going on the book tour soon, right?
Yes.
All right.
I start on the 30th.
Yeah.
In D.C. with Mrs. Obama. I'm so excited. And that's the best.
Yeah.
And then from there to L.A. and then to Houston. My daughter Kelly is going to interview me, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Texas girl, so I can't wait to get back.
I love that she's interviewing you as well. That's cool, Kelly. So you have a huge family, and even when you were younger, right?
Yes.
Always had a big family, right?
Yes, a big family. The youngest of 7. I have 67 nieces and nephews, including great. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a big, big family.
Yeah, that's incredible. Is that, who has to cook for all these people? That's all. I know a couple people.
Right.
Don't call me, because I'm ordering in.
I know, that's right.
But wait, did you realize anything about your childhood that you kind of, not just forgot, but kind of just compartmentalized, like while you're doing this memoir?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I was doing the book, when I went back through my life, I realized that I had a lot of trauma. And I didn't look at it as such because you're trying to survive and you're moving. And so I realized that some of the things that happened in my life and some of the obstacles that I had to overcome were actually very traumatic for me. And so now I've been able to deal with those. You know, I'm 71 years old. Some of these things happened when I was 14, 15.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, like how those things that happen even then are still affecting us?
Yeah.
At whatever
You don't realize they are, but they are. So
yeah,
you
you
have
carry
to
the
get
weight
them
of
out
it.
and
Yeah.
this book has just helped me deal with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found this interesting. I did not know this about you. You actually were in girl groups, like growing up, right?
I was in a girl group
Yeah.
called
Belltones?
Yes.
I know. So I found this out and I had no idea. I didn't know that about you, and I was like, I wonder if that's where, like, because I remember Destiny's Child, and they first hit the scene. I know that hit the scene. Who am I? Drop the record. When they came out, though, I remember it wasn't just the sound; it was their look. It was everything, and it was kind of like a throwback to those girl group things, but in a progressive way.
Absolutely.
So you were a huge part of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when the girls came out, they were like 15 and 16, and the stylists, they would send the clothes because I would get them dressed. I was doing the hair, and everything would be black, or it would be, you know, they would have 2 nice things, and then the other 2 would just be okay. You know how designers, they send 1 or 2 nice things, and it was 4 girls.
And
so
you would make each one feel special.
Yes, exactly. And I did what they liked. You know, the part of their, if they liked their legs, then I showed their legs or whatever. So it was a better thing. But we loved Motown, and we just looked at tapes all the time, and we wanted the girls to look bigger than life, not just like everybody else that was out.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked.
Sometimes.
It worked.
Sometimes.
So you owned a hair salon and also started a magazine?
Yes.
Were you just thought of an idea and you just did it? You're that person?
I always loved hair and makeup and anything to do with beauty.
Yeah.
And I sold I'm from a long line of seamstresses and hairdressers, and so I did those things. And I just started a hair magazine because at the time there was not a really big glossy hair magazine for women of color. So my husband at the time and I just started this magazine, and it was wonderful, but we never made a dime.
Yeah.
Even though it sold, we were in the shipping business, and we had all this fancy stuff. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
But it was really a joy to do.
Yeah.
And it was also to help stylists get their work out there, and we were very successful in that.
What inspired you? Like, why now? I always ask this because people put out memoirs at different times in their lives. Why now?
Well, I've been approached many times about doing a memoir, but I had no interest in it. But I got divorced at 59, and all of a sudden I just kind of felt like I needed to tell my story to my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, because I never met my grandparents. And my children never met their grandmother. And so all the stories that I got from my mom that were great stories, I wanted to pass them down. So I just started recording in my phone for my grandchildren. And when they approached me again at 70 about doing it, well, 69, they were like, you know, these people want you to do a book. And I said, you know, I think it's time, because I had a conversation with Beyoncé, and she was saying to me, Mom, I just read something that said that the best thing you can do for your kids is to prepare them for when you're not here. And she said, I know that's a really, she was just doing an observation, not about me. And I said, ooh, how I can prepare them is give them the lessons that are passed down in my family and everything I've learned about raising kids, about just, you know, maneuvering in the best way I knew how. So,
and to get to, you know, show them who you are. If they didn't get to me, you get to show them a bit who you are without somebody's either jaded perspective or filtered view of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like from you.
And I'm tired of people telling, you know, my family, obviously, they start all these rumors and this craziness. And I'm like, I'm going to tell the story from my mouth.
Yeah. But now you have many grandkids.
Yes.
Which has got to be fun, because then you get to give them back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, borrow them.
Yeah, but what are they like? They're all different?
All wonderful, all different, and but all of them are creative.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy. I couldn't be more happy about that.
Yeah.
And I have a great relationship with them. They are my joy. And like you said, when I don't have to be responsible for them.
You get to be
so
fun
I could just,
with.
I get to be fun and give them all these noisy toys to drive their parents crazy. Yeah.
But what's a lesson you eventually learned that you want your kids and grandkids to know? I know we each have to live our own lives, and you have to struggle, you have to do all those things, but what's something that you've learned that you want to pass?
I think what I learned is that you have to make your children your priority. I believe that with everything in me, that my kids were my priority, but I also would like to see them make themselves more of a priority. Yeah. And just kind of balance it more, because I did not make myself in my earlier years a priority.
I think a lot of mothers don't. Just from my experience, like not discounting fathers, but I think that's almost a natural thing for a lot of us. And then you feel the guilt and shame, and then it's like, where did my identity go?
Right.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to balance.
Exactly. I've gotten my identity back several times, and then I start focusing on myself, and I slip back into
habits.
You know, the habits, but I'm fighting all the way, because I'm like I said, I'm 71, and I have learned so much, and I really want to live the rest of my days just being passionate about me too.
Yeah. Which is so important. Who designed the cover of your book?
Well, actually, there's an artist, and I saw these paintings that he did with the white flowers and the blue background.
Yeah.
And so I've commissioned him to do 2 pieces. And when I got ready to do the book, I was like, I want him to do the book, because my mom was obsessed with flowers.
I
hear you love flowers too.
Yeah.
And and she had this flower wallpaper that she used to put up, which we used to hate. And
it's all over my house.
Oh, is it?
I have floral
I'm about to do it. Are you serious? I love it.
I love a garden.
Yes.
Even if it's fake on the wall.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It makes you feel good.
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find some space in my house, because my mom had this wallpaper. You know, we grew up really poor, but my mom was always trying to make the place the prettiest it could. And she had the most beautiful rose bushes in the front of this little raggedy house. Yeah. And people would pass by and they'd be like, God, look at those roses. And so now I'm just obsessed with flowers. So it's flowers all over the cover of that book.
And like the language of them, it's just a beautiful thing. Nature is so beautiful. It's right there for us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I love that you said that too. I grew up poor too, and it's like, but my mother, I will say, always tried her best to like make sure whatever
everything was nice,
apartment, like
That's
tiny, you know, 2-bedroom house, whatever we were in, you know, it looked as nice as it could possibly look. It's your sanctuary.
It's your sanctuary.
Whatever size it is,
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, this was wonderful.
Miss Tina's book, Matriarch, is out now. Everybody go pick it up.